Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. Pick up the phone and give us a call. We talk a lot about mortgages on this show. Yes, I know the once and only thing in your life that you need to concentrate on when you want to buy a house is a mortgage. And how do you get a mortgage? And what are you going to do when you get a mortgage? And how are you going to pay the mortgage? And all the questions that you're going to have about the rush to find some solutions because you need that property right now. You either need it because you got kids on the way, or you're leaving and you want to buy a new condo down in Florida or any number of other places. Yeah, you need solutions, and you probably need to talk to a professional. We certainly can help. This is the Mortgage Voice. I'm Jeff Barton, and I'm really happy that you tuned in to hear what I have to say. And what I have to say in a lot of ways is, how are you going to be able to communicate with your loan officer, with people who, are trying to answer questions for you? And how are you going to be able to relate to people who aren't like you, who are younger than you, who are older than you, who are maybe not necessarily speaking the same language as you? Because let's face it, most loan documents are in English. Most loan officers are above a certain age. Most loan officers are making money off your loan. That's how they eat. So there's a lot of divergent pressures on your communication and how you do it. Now, my communication style may be a little bit different than yours. So think about it for a second. Okay, I want to get a loan. I'm in Rancho Cucamonga right now, and I'm a single female, and I have a child and a fiance, and I want to buy a condo. And I'm trying to talk to this 62-year-old guy, and he is not hearing what I'm trying to say, or he's not listening, or any number of things that you can possibly think of that might get in the way between you and the answers that you need. Here's a couple of tips for you. When I try to communicate with people, and I had an incident today at the gym. Of course, we all have incidents at the gym, and it was with a millennial. Now, if you've listened to this show, you know that I have issues with millennials in general, but mostly it's because they don't want to communicate. It's not because we have bad communication. So, incident at the gym, person walks in, I'm doing something, and they walk right in front of me, headphones on, head down into the phone, and just take over the space where I'm occupying. So we have words, and then the words lead to a complaint, and then the complaint leads to management, and then management and I have a very healthy chat about how wrong I was, just to calm the darn thing down. So my communication style, regardless of what outcome today's little thing with the millennial is, so you're this person, you want to get a condo, you're dying to buy this property in Rancho, and you're talking to the 62-year-old white guy and trying to figure out how you best can describe to him what your concerns are. Okay. First thing you do is you take a deep breath, whatever that is, and I'm not going to do it now because it sounds horrible on the radio. But once you take the deep breath, you write down a list of things that you want to talk about. You don't have to make them in order. You don't have to write them like it's some literary project for school. You just write down some, like, how much is it going to cost? When can we close? How many documents? How much money do I have to make? You know, just simple thoughts. You write them down. You look at the thoughts. Let's say you get a list of 10 or 15 things. Then you just write them out in question form. How much will this loan cost me? How many documents do I need to prepare and give to you? How often do you need to communicate with me? What is the best style to communicate? By phone, by text, by email, by social media? How do I communicate with you? At that point, once you get this information in question form, you can either email it to your 62-year-old loan officer, or you can call them on the phone, which a lot of people like to do because they like that FaceTime. Or what I recommend is you go and you meet somewhere. You meet at a coffee shop, you meet at your home, you meet at their office. And you begin to develop an understanding of what your concerns are and how those concerns can be brought to the loan officer. Now, that loan officer also has their own life, their own kids, their own job, their own pressures, as well as probably 5 or 6 or 7 other clients who have the exact same concerns, but the pressure on the loan officer is great, as it is on you, because you have to live up to the contract, which says you have to purchase in 30 days or 45 days or whatever it is. So you've got this tension built in. If you diffuse the tension by writing down your concerns, putting them in question form, and then being able to bring them to the loan officer, wherever he or she is, wherever he or she or you can get together. Now, if there's an issue with how you communicate in this way, then you probably got an issue with your loan officer, because this is straightforward, it's easy to understand, and when someone takes the time, as I'm asking you to do in this, and puts together a list of very, well understood questions, something that's easy to understand, something that is direct, something that is not beating around the bush. Now, we have also different ways that we answer questions. For instance, in some cultures, it's not natural to look someone in the face. It's not natural to answer direct questions with direct answers. And I understand that. But in the loan business, if I say, or if you say to me, I make $100,000 a year, well, that's definitive, right? Okay, you make $100,000 a year. The follow-up questions from the loan officer are simple. Let's document how you make that money. Are you self-employed? Do you work for another company? Do you have several different jobs? Do you work for one company and have your own business on the side? Are most of your income, or is most of your income, in cash? All of these questions about how to verify this $100,000 number that you make per year are very important, because the loan officer is then going to assemble a loan package. Within this loan package is this documentation which verifies your income. Within that verification of income comes these ratios, right? The debt to income ratio, the front and back end ratios for your loan, which means that when a program is chosen for you to be able to use, whether it's an FHA, whether it's VA, USDA, whether it's some form of conventional, maybe it's an ARM product, any one of these things is going to have guidelines as to what the program says. Within that, of course, is your income documentation. Within your income documentation is to make sure that you can prove that income documentation. Couple of quick things. The mortgage delinquency rate, really down. However, is the mortgage fraud rate down? I've had several of my colleagues in the business say that there has been several new ticks of, mortgage fraud, mortgage misrepresentation in the past 60 days than they've seen in the past 6 years. So if you're out there right now and you're thinking, hey, look at all these new programs. There are some programs which I can basically tell somebody how much I make. The only thing they're going to verify is my employment with a phone call. Well, that verification with a phone call is made under the assumption that what you're telling the loan officer is 100% true. True story, had someone the other day tell one of my loan officers that they worked at a place and they made X amount of dollars. When the verification call came in from the actual lender, we brokered the deal. They got, yes, this person works here, and yes, this person makes this amount of money. 6 months later, guess what? The whole thing was a sham. The person who was verifying called the number that was given, got the verification, but it was all a lie. There was no job, and the person who verified it doesn't exist. There is no job, there is no verification, there is no employment. These are the type of things that used to happen in 2006 and 7, like all the time. Even worse, in those days, you didn't even have to verify the employment. All you did is have a heartbeat and a signature, and basically you got a loan. It's not that way now. However, if you're out there and you're listening to what I'm trying to tell you, and what I'm trying to tell you is develop a communication style, develop a trust with your loan officer, and make sure that the documentation that you present is 100% verifiable, because you will get caught, and when you do get caught, you are subject to $1 million in fines and 20 years in prison. And that is also true of the loan officer and the lender. So I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. Thanks for listening, and we'll be right back.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification in an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Is your car starting to give you some trouble? Then come on down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service, where we offer a wide range of services such as new and used tires, balance and repair, brakes, AC repair, professional auto diagnostics. We promise you high-quality service at an affordable price. We're located on the corner of Boulder Highway and Wells Street. Do yourself and your car a favor. Come down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop our shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. Pick up the phone and give us a call. We talk about mortgages and trying to solve problems for you. And when you're trying to buy a house or you're trying to sell a house, maybe you want to refinance, take some money out. There's a lot of good reasons to get cash out, whether it's medical or you want to try to invest in something for long-term security, maybe another building or some kind of annuity that can pay you when you are retired. If you have an email, obviously we have an email too, info@malibufunding.net if you want to email us. We do get some emails, but mostly we receive our information requests through social media, of course. We're on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, Financing Mortgage, one word, and you'll see a bunch of these shows up there, and you can reach us through there, as well as Facebook. If you go to Facebook, type in Home Loans, Malibu Funding, Inc., and we pop right up. We have a number of different requests every week through Facebook, through our social media presence. Our Twitter account is @Jeff6493, bartonblog.com. Yes, we are all over it. Of course, we're on LinkedIn. Actually, I get a lot of different requests through LinkedIn, but mostly it's business to business. If you're on LinkedIn and you're looking for loans, you will be inundated. So I would suggest that you try to narrow that search down really quickly in your local neighborhood through a referral, or even, if we are not in your neighborhood, we can certainly try to help you by referring you to someone who is in your neighborhood. We do have a great many offices in Southern California which can help you. We have a number of states that we're also in, nearby states being Arizona and Nevada, Texas, of course. All of those states are terrific states in that they are very similar to California in how they do business. Some states back east, certainly Georgia and Carolinas, Florida, they are wet states, what they call wet states, which means that all the documents you sign are actually signed with a signature with an attorney. And those wet states are a little bit different than they are here in California, certainly Arizona or Nevada, in that once you agree and sign your loan docs, there is no closing table. The escrow officer or the title company handles disbursements and payoffs, and mostly the big job is over once you get to the signing at your escrow office or a mobile notary that'll get sent out to your house wherever you are. It's different here in California, Nevada, certainly in Arizona. I like it better because it maintains control, not in the hands of one attorney, but it maintains the control at a professional level at the title company who disperses the funds. I like it better that way. But I do have friends who work in other states who say that, you know what, having an attorney involved makes everybody a lot less nervous, meaning that the liability is not on you anymore. It's on the attorney and the closing at the attorney's office or at the closing department of the attorney's firm, which, yeah, I get it both ways. Especially, we get a lot of clients that come from New York and Massachusetts, and they come out here and they are just amazed at how the houses are bought out here. They're really nervous because they, when you're represented by an attorney, and anybody who has an attorney in any kind of matter that's pending or any kind of slip and fall or other reasons that you would have an attorney, a civil lawsuit, maybe some criminal matter, you feel better knowing that this person is trained as a professional, as an attorney, has a license, passed the bar, and knows the law. In California, Nevada, Arizona, some other states, when you do a real estate transaction, there's no attorney involved. So if you're used to that kind of feeling of protection and you come out here and you're like, wow, it's the Wild West out here. It's not really. It's really well regulated, and we've been doing transactions like that forever. So if you are out there and you're in a number of states that we're in, by the way, we're in Florida, we're in Georgia, we're in North Carolina, Malibu Funding is in Illinois, in Virginia, as well as Texas and Nevada, Arizona, and California, soon to be Washington once again. I bring up all these things about Malibu Funding, and of course this is the Mortgage Voice, and we do radio here and have been for a number of years for stations in the Inland Empire, and I want to say hi to KCAA, KMET, and the Roadrunner, some great people that bring our voice to people needing help in the mortgage world. So when we do that for the Mortgage Voice, I often mix both Malibu Funding experience that I've had and having done that since 2002. And we have at Malibu Funding, we have about 45 loan officers here in California, a lot of them in Southern California, certainly in the Inland Empire. So the Mortgage Voice tries to speak to that experience, as well as bring a lot of different people to the show who don't work for Malibu Funding, who are rival competitors, to try to give you some perspective as to what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is more about trying to provide you information to be able to give you enough so that you can make decisions, the best decisions, to be able to do your loan, and whether you can do your loan and how you can do your loan and get the best price possible. I've hired several new loan officers from a number of different areas in Southern California, a number of different cultures. Southern California is one of the areas in the country which has multiple cultures. It is somewhat of a challenge sometimes. In the earlier segment, we were talking about communication styles between generations. I guess we could talk communication styles between cultures. I mean, some cultures, you can't say things a certain way as you would in a different culture. Now, everybody, because we all live in America, understands that part of it is to try to understand what the other person is saying and how they're saying it. But oftentimes what happens is there is a miscommunication. In my own office, I have some Latin-speaking people, some Spanish-speaking people, and I have some Arabic-speaking people. I have people who also speak French, and certainly we all share English. So given that the cultures are different, and given that what we do for mortgages is based on trying to communicate the best way possible, yes, it can be a challenge. And if you're out there right now thinking, I am with the wrong person because we cannot communicate, I totally understand. But if you hang in there, and as we were saying in the earlier segment, develop a strategy to work with these people, most loan officers and most clients want the same thing. They want an easy, successful closing in the transaction, and we want that too when you call us. So if there is a will to be able to work together and get something done, I think that there's probably a way to get it done. Let's talk a little news to use here. Market Minute, and this is sent out by the good people at U.S. Trust to me personally, and I want to thank those people for being able to provide me with some of the information on what's going on globally as well as here in the U.S. The market watch list, we have inflation data this week, retail and technology earnings, the central bank panel, mergers and acquisitions. I just want to go through the macro strategy that they talk about here in their newsletter, which I think is always interesting. We bring it up at least once a month when they send it out to me. The Q4 U.S. gross domestic product continues to track in the 3 to 4% range. Now, we were talking at 2.8% not 6 months ago. So now, as everyone has realized, the economy is doing a lot better, set up by years of very slow, arduous growth, and now we've got an administration which has sort of loosened the reins on some of the restrictions and cut back on some of the regulation, and it has really, flamed up the economy. And what we're trying to do is obviously fan the flames. We don't want it much higher than 4%. It says here the labor market continues to strengthen with lower layoffs and record unfulfilled job vacancies. So if you're out there looking for a job, guess what? People are looking to hire you. These are good things. Listen, I'm Jeff Barton. I'm really happy that you are listening to the show. This is The Mortgage Voice, and we'll be right back.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Is your car starting to give you some trouble? Then come on down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service, where we offer a wide range of services such as new and used tires, balance and repair, brakes, AC repair, professional auto diagnostics. We promise you high-quality service at an affordable price. We're located on the corner of Boulder Highway and Wells Street. Do yourself and your car a favor. Come down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification in an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. Pick up the phone and give us a call. We talk and answer questions. We talk about mortgages, and we answer your questions about those mortgages. And if you'd like to reach us other than the telephone, you can email us, info@malibufunding.net. Certainly, our Facebook account is terrific. We like YouTube. We have a Twitter account. We have a blog. I don't know. I've sent smoke signals during the wintertime. So however you would like to get in touch with us, we certainly would like to hear from you. Answering questions and solving problems is the fun part of the game, and then making sure that the details that are needed in order to close your loan, that's what we do as well. We are very lucky once again to have on the show Maggie Miller, great loan officer, who is with us via cell phone. Maggie, how are you?
Good. How are you, Jeff?
I'm
let me say one thing. I'm very lucky to be having you as my team.
Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind. And no, that was not solicited. If anybody out there is listening, that came free. Thank you very much. Okay, I wanted to get into a little bit of what's going on in the marketplace. We hear a lot of different stories about whether the market is overheated, whether it's not overheated, whether the refi market is now picking up again, or whether it's difficult to get a loan. Give us your perspective as to what's happening out there in the mortgage marketplace today.
Well, I have actually a wide array of type of loans going on right now. Refis are good. They're doing well right now. Rates are still fantastic.
Yep.
Refis are there. Purchases are there. As far as the difficulty of the loans, I can just, if I can expound on two in particular, but one most importantly that's about ready to close. 520 FICO. No BK, but charge-off, collection, judgment, every piece of credit. Got them a loan.
Okay. What kind of loan? FHA?
FHA.
Okay.
4.5 fixed, no points.
Okay, think about that out there. So if you're listening to the show and you're thinking, I can't get a loan, my FICO score is terrible. What'd you say that FICO score was, Maggie?
520.
Oh my gosh, 520. Okay, for most of us.
Probably 6 judgments on the title, charge off, bankrupt, every you name it, have it.
What kind of equity did they need in the loan?
His actually loan to value is about 70-75%.
Okay, very good. So if you are out there and you've got enough cash, but you have really bad hits on your credit, a couple of ways to attack this, right? If you need the property right now, obviously you need to do something that Maggie's talking about. What kind of loan? This was an FHA loan?
It's an FHA, and let me just throw in another example here real quick. Not too much time, but
go ahead.
It's really important for the consumers to hear this out of this, because consumers are going, oh, there's no way. I had one today said, no way, you can't help me. And I said, why don't you give me a chance? But this one in particular, no one else could do it. He came to me, and I told him, just give me a shot. I'll do it. And here I am. Just ordered docs on it today. And again, it's what I consider what we call like a Band-Aid loan. Mm-hmm. It gives me 6 months to a year tops to heal, for all this stuff to heal, and then I'll turn around and flip them into a conventional if it makes sense. But
right.
It's still a phenomenal rate. And then one more thing, I just got a loan for a customer, just got approved today, 1-year-old BK. Their scores are phenomenal, but they had a BK 1 year ago. Got
right.
3 3/4 fixed.
Well, that's a terrific loan. Now, that is 3 3/4.
Yep.
Is that also an FHA loan?
Yes, it is.
Okay, very good. So what are the FHA guidelines in regards to bankruptcy foreclosures?
If it's a Chapter 13, 1 year out of BK, and if they're in it for 5 years is the plan, but 1 year out of BK seasoning, foreclosure, if it's within the BK, doesn't matter. If it's not in the BK, then it's a 4-year seasoning.
I see. Okay, so it's I guess incumbent to get this bankruptcy done. And how difficult? Well, I don't want to say.
It's not really. Actually, there's tons of lenders out there right now. Everything has really loosened up. The guidelines have expanded a little bit on the debt ratios.
Right, that's true.
I'm just doing all types of loans, all variety of types of loans. I'm not afraid. I'll try anything. I'll give anyone a shot. Everyone deserves a chance.
Yeah, I agree. 2 things about that. Are you worried a little bit that we're giving loans to people that shouldn't get them? And do you think the market is overinflated?
I'm really self-conscious about that, Jeff, because it is my name on the line, and it's my company, it's you on the line, it's your company name, and I'm very, very concerned. If I have any doubt in my mind that those consumers cannot repay their mortgage, I look at their past history of their mortgage, and like this one in particular with the 520 score, his mortgage history in 5 years has never been late. So I look at things like that.
Okay, that's the most incredibly important thing that we do in the loan business is determine the client's ability to repay, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what do we do aside from checking on something like 5-year history on mortgage payments? What are some of the other things that we do in order to ensure that? Obviously, we're checking income, right?
Yeah, I'm checking income. I'm making sure that everything is, and this one in particular was a real struggle. I was able to negotiate some of his debt to be negotiated down to get these people paid. He didn't want to pay certain things. He wanted to just let it go, and I said, listen, you have to pay these things. We can try to negotiate, work out a deal with these creditors, but you have to pay, and you have to be a stand-up kind of guy and do it. And quite frankly, the reason he's doing this is because he's not in a position to file a BK because he's a licensed insurance agent. He unfortunately had a tough go in the last 2 years.
Yep.
And his business took a hit with insurance. His wife had 2 major surgeries, big deductibles. So unfortunately, he got nailed. He did keep his mortgage history clean. He did reestablish 2 new car notes. He's trying. He just, honestly, when he came to me, he was a little scared. He was a little abrupt. He was a little, just all those things that I've educated him, and I have shown him what needs to be done. You can't just close your eyes, and say, "Oh, it's going to go away." And really, what did it for him was when he got served with the courts and saying they want to see his income and assets because they're going to garnish his bank account. And I said, "You need to deal with this now, and
Right.
you need to step it up."
Well,
So,
we talked earlier in the segment, a couple of segments of the show, about communication, how you communicate, how do you set up a communication style or a trust with your loan officer and obviously the client. You're describing perfectly how you came around to do that. How did you finally win this person over?
I told him, I said to him, he at first was going to give me a hard time at first and just saying, no, he had just gotten turned down with someone else who's stroking him along for like a month. And I said, listen, it doesn't cost you anything.
Right.
I'm not going to order the appraisal. I'm not going to expend anything. Give me the opportunity to look at all your stuff for free. Let me look at it. Let me tell you exactly what I can do. Give you a proposal and tell you exactly how I'm going to lay this out and work on it. And I work hard on my stuff, as you know, Jeff, and
Yes.
I don't give up. And I knew that because of his equity in his property, and I knew his debt ratio, and I knew that if he would just give me the opportunity to work with him, and I promised him that I would try to negotiate his debt down for him with some of these creditors. And I held to my word, and I spent 2 days on the phone with these creditors, with him on the phone, negotiating, and that pretty much won him over. He saw that. And I told him, I said, you're not going to get away with not paying these people. You
Right.
have to put some skin into it.
Right.
So
No.
that's he was a little leery, but at the end of the day, I got it done, and it wasn't easy. It's probably one of the hardest loans I think I've done, but it can be done.
Right. Hey, listen, you have such terrific information, and obviously you've got great conviction behind what you do. Shout out your phone number for people, so in case they want to get in touch with you, as I'm sure they do, there's an easy way to do that.
Sure, it's area code 805-527-5877.
Okay, that's great. A couple other questions. Where do you see the market going, and do you see any kind of regionalization, meaning that obviously you do loans all over America. So when doing loans, let's say in Southern California or on the East Coast, let's say in North Carolina, what do you think or what do you see as the difference between solving problems in different areas for different people?
Oh, that's a loaded question. The people in North Carolina it's pretty simple. The challenging part I have in North Carolina is the closing attorneys and
Right.
Meeting the requirements that I need to meet in order to disclose properly, or I can't disclose. I have one loan right now I can't disclose because I'm waiting on the attorney. They haven't quite. That's the challenge I have there, if that's kind of on the topic you're asking.
No, it is. It is. That's what we talked about.
It's
Yep.
challenging because they don't realize the TRID rules that we have to follow, and so we get sitting on a file. Their sense of urgency in North Carolina is not anything compared to like in California.
Right.
I find that the people in California are a little bit more stressed out. In the outer states, it's a little bit more laid back. I think that overall, I do feel the economy is strong. I do feel that the rates are sitting tight. I don't feel them going sideways come next year. I've definitely seen, Jeff, in the last few months, lenders flying in and out of everywhere, just naming off all the things they can do. They're starting to see some more flexibility, a little bit more faith in the consumer now.
Hey, listen, Maggie, I really appreciate it. That was a quick 10 minutes. Thanks very much for coming on the show once again, educating and helping people understand, how you can help them in the mortgage business. Really appreciate it.
You're very welcome, Jeff.
And
Have a good night.
And you too. And thank you very much. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. We'll be right back.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Is your car starting to give you some trouble? Then come on down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service, where we offer a wide range of services such as new and used tires, balance and repair, brakes, AC repair, professional auto diagnostics. We promise you high-quality service at an affordable price. We're located on the corner of Boulder Highway and Wells Street. Do yourself and your car a favor. Come down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. Pick up the phone, give us a call. We want to talk to you about your mortgage solutions. Yes, we can help you decide whether you want to get a mortgage, whether you can get a mortgage, and then what the best rate programs are for you. We've been doing it for a long time, and the Mortgage Voice, if we can't do it at Malibu Funding, we will certainly send you to somebody else who probably can. There are a lot of different options out there when you're doing a mortgage, and sometimes it doesn't work with us. Hey, we're the first to admit it. But we can certainly say, look, here's another great company, here's a terrific company. Even on the show, you can hear different companies. They'll come on the show, they'll talk about their products, what they can do for you as a loan officer or as a loan company or as a direct lender, which Malibu is, of course. So if you're out there and you're listening to the show and you're just trying to be entertained, to learn a little something about the mortgages that you want to get or that you have gotten or that maybe in the future you want to get rid of and sell your home, yes, we can help you. I wanted to go quickly through a couple of things in the news to use section that we didn't get through in my earlier segment. One of the things was about the delinquency signal final stages of recovery. Okay, this is by, again, Jan Swanson. We quote her all the time from the mortgage website that we go to. Thank you, Jan, once again for writing up a terrific article. Let's see, the serious delinquency rate, loans more than 90 days past due, was 1.9%, a 0.5% decline year over the year. Now, what does this say? If we are getting quality mortgages delivered to the secondary market and that everybody's paying, what it really says is that the economy is doing well and everybody's working. I don't know the quality 100% of all the loans. I do know that in an earlier segment and in last week's show, I talked a little bit about what I've seen and heard from some brokers anecdotally about some of the issues and problems that there have been from some borrowers out there. And I believe in the last segment with Maggie Miller, she talked a lot about the loosening of some of the standards, guidelines from lenders in order to up the volume of the loans within their particular companies. I do think that's happening. That is a result of a tight real estate market, rising prices, and of course rising rates. Therefore, you have to broaden the amount of ability or broaden the spectrum of loans available in the marketplace, and therefore you're going to get people who are in the marketplace who maybe should or maybe shouldn't, but it's certainly going to up the risk. So if you're out there right now, obviously listening to the show and thinking, I can get this loan if I can do X, Y, and Z, best thing is to talk to a loan officer, get the documentation accurate, get it delivered very, quickly and securely, and making sure that, yes, when you deliver that documentation, that it is verifiable. Somebody's going to verify that documentation, whether it's your income, whether it's your bank statement, statements. Had one the other day. Somebody tried to alter bank statements. Now, I haven't had that for 10 years. I said, altered bank statements? Are these people insane? Do you know how easy it is nowadays to find whether you're delivering fraudulent bank statements? It's not like it was even 10 years ago. The immediacy of being able to get in touch with your bank and have them deliver electronically your bank statements to us when we're trying to do a loan is almost instantaneous. Now, granted, you have to give permission, but if you don't give permission, nobody's going to give you a loan, especially on a stated or a bank statement loan. Now, these are some of the products that are out there in the broadening spectrum of loans that are available. So when checking on your loans, yeah, we got to check all the paperwork. So make sure that the documents are secure. But here it says that the delinquency rate is down a half a point from half a percentage point from what it was last year. So you have 100% of the loans and only just under 2% of the loans are delinquent. That's 90 days past due. Now that's for all loans, not just the loans that were initiated last year. So that's a pretty low number when you're considering that 100% of the loans are probably, let's figure, 50 million loans. So that's a pretty low number that's delinquent 90 days past due. Obviously, what we want to do is get it as low as possible and to keep it low. But like all stores, there's a built-in number and all credit cards that there's going to be a certain amount of default. There's going to be a certain amount of people who just won't pay, certain amount of fraud in the market. It's just the nature of the business because of the volume. But the numbers are incredibly low. Thank you, Jan, for bringing us that information. Also, Matthew Graham, same website, brings us the information about the mortgage rates are mixed depending on the lender. Now, we're going to talk a little bit right now about what a 30-year fixed rate is going for. About 6 months ago, it was 3.5 to 3.625%. Currently, this is a amalgamation of what the loan number is in terms of the rate across the country, like an average or something like that. It's 4%. So if you're out there and you are getting less than 4% on a 30-year fixed, you're doing quite well. If it's a little bit higher, look at your own credit score and obviously at the lender that you're using. A lot of lenders will tell you that they have to up the rate as a result of your credit score, but then again, you probably could qualify if you've got low credit scores. Maggie was saying in the last segment, let's say you got a 520 credit score, you could qualify for a FHA loan. Now, FHA brings with it mortgage insurance premium, and obviously there's a fee up front, but the rates are always low. I mean, I think she was saying that 3.5% on a FHA on a 520 credit score. That is low, believe me. The FHA VA in this particular survey is 3.75%, 15-year fixed products, 3.375. And by the way, that 15-year product is a great product. I have the remnants or the remainder of my loan on a 15-year fix right now. It's really nice to know that in a very short period of time, and let's say you have little ones, 5, 6, 7 years old. It's nice to know by the time they get out of college, you will have paid off your house note, your house loan. 15 years at 3.75%. Yes, your payment will be higher, but this rate makes it almost affordable. And if you have the money to make an extra payment each year, which a lot of people say is a great strategy to buy down the loan, at least take 5 to 7 years off your loan, which means 5 to 7 years of interest payments, although it does come at the back end of the loan where everybody knows that the interest rates are front end loaded. Even though it's amortized over 30 years, you make the same payment. You're making more payment in principal towards the end of the loan, but still, you're going to be paying less if you do one extra payment a year. And if that's true, the 15-year looks pretty good as well. The 5-year ARMs are between 2.75 and 3.25%. The ARM product is good if you're moving, if you're switching jobs, if you're not quite sure where you're going to be in 5 or 6 years. Why pay a 30-year mortgage? This is something that you really have to go through with your loan officer if you have a financial planner as well, somebody who can walk the numbers and make sure that you are, not putting yourself over a barrel. For instance, if you're in a 5-year adjustable and we go into a recession and the job market dries up and that job that you've been changing every 5 years turns into unemployment, well, obviously you're going to be in a big hurt because your payments are going to adjust after 5 years and you're not quite sure where they are. Usually in a market that is a depressed market or a recession, usually your adjustables don't go up, but they can. So, yeah, I understand if you've got some issues with that. All right, let's quickly just go into the mortgage shopping. Daryl, you want to come in here for a second?
Sure.
6 ways to make getting one easier. Top 6 choices. Give me the top 6. Give me one. What makes 6 ways to get a mortgage easier? What do you have to do in order to get the mortgage a little bit easier than you would if you didn't do these things?
Well, I mean, first of all, you should probably go through your own credit report ahead of time and take a look at things that you know about and the things that you don't know about.
Yep, number 2 on the list, know your credit. Payment history is number 1 at 35%. Amounts owed, length of credit history, new credit, and credit mix. Each one of those items affects your credit score 10 to 15 points, and certainly on payment history, that's the number 1 thing, so that's going to affect 35% of your credit score. You got another one there?
Well, I mean, on the credit, going in and just saying, oh, I didn't know that or I didn't know this, no surprises, obviously, no surprises.
Absolutely.
But, knowing what area and what you can afford.
That's exactly it. That's number 4 on the list, knowing how much you can borrow. Look, if you're out there right now trying to figure it out and you've got income from a number of different places, you have cash that you get because you have this weekend swap meet job that you make about $200 a month. So if you are like that, you got to know how much you make, talk to a professional, they can help you. Got another one, Daryl?
No, I'm missing number 1.
Number 1 is start early.
Oh.
So if you
okay.
want to buy a house in the spring, guess what? Start putting the paperwork together now. Start talking to some professionals to figure out where you need to be. And the last one on the list is, it's credit related again, it's fix your credit. So if you're out there and you need credit help, there are many credit professionals, and we can certainly point you to one.
Great idea.
Great idea. Daryl, thank you very much
Pleasure.
for jumping in. Okay, very much. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry, and we'll be right back.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification in an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Is your car starting to give you some trouble? Then come on down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service, where we offer a wide range of services such as new and used tires, balance and repair, brakes, AC repair, professional auto diagnostics. We promise you high-quality service at an affordable price. We're located on the corner of Boulder Highway and Wells Street. Do yourself and your car a favor. Come down to Gyra Tire Shop and Service.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. Pick up the phone. Give us a call. We talk about mortgages. Your mortgage. Do you need a mortgage? Can you get a mortgage? Maybe you don't need a mortgage. Maybe you can't get a mortgage. But chances are, in today's market, with the product, the product list really expanding exponentially in the last 6 months to a year. A lot of reasons for that. And certainly one of the reasons is rates have gone up and the inventory has also been more expensive today than it was 6 months ago. So all of these things mean that people who want to buy a house find it a little bit more difficult. One of the people that helps me try to get loans for people and has solutions is our next guest. Really appreciate her coming on the show, Jennifer Conrad. How are you, Jennifer?
I'm doing great, Beth. Thank you for having me.
And thank you very much for coming on the show. Quickly, the way that customers need to think about loans today versus maybe how they thought about loans a year ago. What's the difference?
Well, I think, like you were talking about, there are so many other programs. One of the things that I'm trying to work with a couple of borrowers on, especially if they're self-employed, it used to be a time where, if you didn't show a certain amount of money on your tax returns if you were self-employed, and if you didn't have business returns, it made it more challenging for you to try to get a mortgage. And
right.
We now have a lender that is allowing us to use business bank statements and use 100% of those deposits. In the past, if you used a business bank statement, it was only 50% that you were able to use. So, and you can go up to a 90% loan to value, which also is an improvement, because in the past you'd have to be at 80%.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think lenders are now accepting product that they didn't accept, let's say, even a year ago, 2 years ago? What's the difference?
I think in a lot of cases, people are more cash and carry now. So, a lot of people are getting their money cash, and they can show it as far as deposits. But,
right.
They're not necessarily, not that they're trying to avoid the IRS in any kind of way, but it's just the way things are structured. And, especially if they're not currently owning a home, if they're renting and they're self-employed, they don't really have a lot of things to be able to write off on their taxes, as far as like being able to use a home office or things of that nature. So a lot of places don't do that. And so this is an opportunity for them to still be able to purchase. And then, obviously, hopefully in a future date, they, might decide to come back to us and refinance into, a regular conforming, program where we're going to be able to see all of the income on tax returns versus just bank statements.
Yeah, I think part of what you're talking about, the ability to be able to write off on taxes. What do you think about the mortgage tax deduction going away, or at least up to a certain point? I think they're dropping the tax deduction from $1 million to $500,000. So anything over $500,000, you cannot deduct the mortgage interest. What do you think about that, and how that's going to affect housing?
Well, I think, when you talk about California, then, yeah, it's going to affect a lot more people. When you think about, like, states like Florida and, Illinois, where I do most of my business,
right?
Those people are probably not going to be affected quite as much. So I think, you're going to get some pushback from people who, stand to lose more, obviously, than those that are not affected.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's a regional thing, and I think that there's a lot of dislike for California in Washington, especially at the federal government, and in certain areas of they don't like California at all. It's too democratic, and they don't care. So the property values out here are just spectacular and always have been. If you're talking about just a medium home out here at $500,000 to $600,000-$700,000, I think the median home price in Orange County, which is a county just south of Los Angeles, and of course the show is being heard out in the Inland Empire, Riverside, San Bernardino, but the median house price range in Orange County, I think, is $750,000. Now that's a big number in a lot of areas of the country.
That is. Like I said, in Illinois, you can have a very elaborate home, in comparison to some of the places and I'm not saying places in California are not elaborate, but I'm saying you can get an elaborate home out there for, maybe $400,000.
Right.
And in that case, compared to here, you might have a much smaller place that's almost the size of an apartment.
Right,
So,
right. A lot of apartments are 400,000. I agree.
You're right.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Okay, so working parents and how you can understand what they're going through and what they're doing and some of the special things that you might be able to bring in terms of both support and understanding to try to help people who also are in similar situations, who have children who are also working.
Well, I guess it really just it depends. I mean, in a lot of cases, you might want to do an FHA program. We still have that, obviously, and the rates on the FHA are still pretty good. We have down payment assistance programs with that, and even in Illinois, I just found out some information a couple of days ago that we have a grant program as well available to people in Illinois that is not just set for teachers. And then we still have the 1% down program on conventionals. As long as we have a 720 mid score, then basically the lender will give you 2%. It's sort of like a silent second, and you come in with 1%, and that 1% can be a gift. And the rate on that is still pretty competitive. I was looking at a conventional rate today, and we were looking at about 4.25%.
Wow, that's very good. It's still very good, right? I mean, we've seen rates that have crept up a little bit, but really, given the past 2 years and all the fright of it raising too quickly, I thought we'd be at 5% by now, but we're nowhere near 5%.
No, I'm glad we aren't, except for, if we're doing some, what we call non-QM, a little bit less traditional programs that are not necessarily required to go through the new TRID guidelines we have. And in that case, if we have foreign nationals who are looking to purchase in the United States, as long as their home country has a relationship, where they can, with the United States, and we can do a home purchase for them. It's considered a second home, but we have to list it as an investment property, and generally speaking, it's 35% down.
Right, and the rates are higher. Right.
Yeah, we don't verify any other income. We do have to have a CPA letter, just basically stating, that they have the funds available. And we do require a bank reference letter from their home institution, just saying that they're in good standing.
Okay, so foreign nationals, people who are citizens of another country coming to the United States, buying a second home, as we consider it, would have a higher rate, and obviously there would be needed more equity in the property. You say 35%?
Right.
Okay, so, well, that's good. I mean,
but even with those rates, Jeff, honestly, they're not, super crazy. I was watching one earlier today. We're talking 7%.
No, that's not crazy. I mean, what is, for instance, you mentioned Brazil, right? So what are the rates in Brazil when you buy a house? Can you get a house on a loan, or do you have to buy all cash? How does it work there? I don't even know.
You know what? Actually, in that case, if you're buying in Brazil, the way most of the homes are done is that, someone may have purchased a home, and let's say, in your case, you might have it, and then later on you pass it on to your children.
Right.
Then someone else might buy it, but they assume the mortgage. So they do a lot of assumptions.
I see. We haven't done that in years.
The house is worth $200,000. You have $100,000 equity in there.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to assume the $100,000, and you may say, hey, well, you know what? I want you to pay me $100,000 cash, or so. Obviously they have to come up with it. It almost seems like only here in the U.S. can you purchase a home with such a small amount down, and everything is more credit-driven, obviously, and income-driven, whereas, with, like I said, in Brazil and, other places, you need to have the financial investment in the purchase.
Right, which is why the loans are assumable, right? Because to get a new mortgage to qualify is extremely difficult. Right, I get that. Right, exactly. Okay, so where do you see the market heading in the next, couple, 3 months? We got 1 minute left.
I think things are going to remain stable. Like I said, we have companies like, United Wholesale that are rolling out some new programs. So I'm excited to see what things are going to be like after the new year.
Yeah, me too. And I'm very much looking forward to doing more business with you. It sounds like you're doing well, and I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Jeff. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jennifer. And I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry, and we'll see you next time.